Good morning, everybody. It's really ironic that I host a Facebook group called We Can Change Our Lives, and I go around talking to people about changing their lives because I don't really like change very much. I'm a creature of habit. I wrote about that before. Today's Monday morning. It's just about 6 a.m. I'm dressed for work. I'm sitting here with my cup of coffee, and I'm trying to psych myself up into a new day, a new week. I had a crummy weekend. No particular reason. I just was feeling a little bit blue. Lots of changes going around that really have nothing to do with anything. It's just those things happen. I put the last of the flower pots away and planted some remaining bulbs over the weekend. The weather has turned significantly. The leaves are just about off of the trees. Halloween is over. It's November. It's the time change. It's dark right now. It's going to be dark when I get home. Just those kinds of changes. Just about all of the neighbors have left now for warmer climates, so it's like a ghost town around here. Yesterday was the 10th anniversary of my grandfather's death, and a few days prior to that, it was my grandmother's death anniversary, and it was just one of those crummy, feel sorry for myself, just wallow a little bit in emotion weekends. Like I said, no significant reason, just one of those weekends. And so I was thinking about that and thinking about where my life was 10 years ago when my grandfather died. That really was the beginning of my downward spiral. I had lost my job. I had moved up here away from home. I was isolated, very much alone, much like I was feeling this weekend. And my grandfather had died. And so I was thinking about how I dealt with it back then. And you know the story. You've read it, you've heard it. I didn't deal with it very well. I dealt with those kinds of changes the only way I knew how, and that's with food. And so I isolated myself, I turned to food, and I put on a happy face and I pretended. Well, now I don't do that. Now I allow myself to feel things. I allow myself to be in a funk, if you will, and to just process it. But, over and over and over again, I've talked about how important it is to change one's mind, one's thinking, and one's heart. Because just because you change your life, your outward appearance, just because I lost weight or you gave up smoking or you're, maybe in a different place now than you were, doesn't mean that life isn't going to happen. It doesn't mean that life is going to be perfect, that every single day is going to be butterflies and roses and sunshine. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have those days, that you're not going to have the ups and downs and the emotional things, whether they're perceived or whether they're just, ridiculous little feel sorry for yourself times. But what it means is when you change your heart and you change your thinking and you change the way you look at things, you're able to work yourself out of them and you're able to cope with them a little bit better. 10 years ago, I would have coped with a bad day with a bag of chips with M&Ms thrown inside. I would have eaten the whole bag and possibly downed it with a 2-liter bottle of soda. Yesterday, I was able to just sit with my emotions over the weekend. I was able to let myself grieve a little bit for just ridiculous reasons. And I put on a pair of shoes after dinner, my walking shoes, and I took a walk. 10 years ago, I couldn't do that. 10 years ago, I couldn't physically get myself out of any kind of sadness or depression. So the point that I want to make is that if you think that being skinny, which I'm not, but if you think that losing a tremendous amount of weight or reaching your goal is going to make life perfect, you're wrong. If you think it's going to make your relationship perfect, you're wrong. Or your job perfect, you're wrong. I have jobs changes going on right now, new people coming in, old friends have taken other jobs. I'm traveling back and forth. It's not perfect. But you know what? This new Teresa, this new life makes it easier to deal with it, easier to travel, easier to cope with the change. Not perfect. There's going to be ups and downs, and there's going to be bad days. The important thing is to begin to change the way you look at things, begin to change your mind, begin to get a list of tools that you can go to, a list of things that you can do to work yourself out of it. And so this is the beginning of a new week. And I'm going to be looking all around me for positive signs. And I'm going to be looking for ways to make this dark, dreary winter season more meaningful. I'm going to be looking for things to do and a better outlook on things. This will be time for me to write that book or to start writing that book or to sort through some things I need to do. I'm going to sign up for 2 classes today that'll start in the winter. It'll give me opportunity to write letters and to do things. So make it a good day, everybody. We can change our lives. Start with the way you think. Have a good day. Thanks again for your support. I received a lot of love and support from this group when I was just a bit under the weather, and I appreciate that so much. So thanks. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll be talking to you again real soon.